little BTS. Here's how, all the work it takes to put on a huge hit show. I have to go to Gmail. Fuck. It's hard being a star. Everyone thinks it's all just red carpets and fame and glory. It's not. It's a lot of bullshit. Like guests backing out an hour before the show. It's cool. I had half of an edible from my Six Flags thing the other day, so I'm a little stony in the brainy. I can't open my fucking Gmail. Is it because I'm high or retarded? Find out live. Sign up for Patreon. Maybe that'll be a bonus feature. I'll get like a blood test. Are you high or are you retarded? Oh, neither. You just have herpes. I don't know. Do they test for that through blood? Luckily, I don't have any risk factors for getting herpes. Or the toilet seat. I remember in junior high, my friend Lisa, we talked about her in episode 1. Fucking, what the fuck? She was crazy. I talked about, it's probably weird when you're 12 and you watch your friend douche in front of you. Because when you're 12, I don't know if you know what douche is, right? And then you see it. That's the story we'll start with, the douche. So, and then we're going to talk about why do we call people douche? Because wouldn't that be helpful? It's like calling someone a cocksucker. Isn't that a nice gesture? Hey, you charity nice guy or girl, whoever. So Lisa was... Yeah, I mean, I watched her, we were 11, and she had sex in front of the tree in front of Mrs. Bennis's classroom. Mrs. Bennis was our 3rd grade teacher. I was like, well, women's freedom. No, that was crazy, and you just don't know about these things. When you know why they go, talk about the birds and the bees. In fact, funny enough, I never had the birds and the bees talk, and I know it means and oh and have one, unless you live in a blue state and don't want to have one. But like, you shouldn't be exposed to certain things at a certain age, let's say. And I also have mentioned that I was exposed to porn at a very young age, and that it's distorted my view of like what a male's penis should look like, or at least mine. When you don't look like that, you don't want anyone to say that. And so we just were exposed to porn. Okay, we'll backpedal here. So why was I exposed to porn so young? Well, because we were kind of like Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. That would be me, sometimes in the lead role, sometimes in the supporting role. Tom Sawyer is kind of the lead, and Huck Finn is, but there's more movies made about Huck Finn than Tom Sawyer, so who's the lead? Who's the sidekick? Hollywood is still trying to figure out that issue. Hey, start casting people that don't cost $20 million. You'll make a lot more money, and there's like a lot more talent in the world. Anywho, so I always had like a sidekick best friend who I would get into trouble with. And so depending on, the narrative, but the porn was specifically Lisa specific. And then it spread, well, like herpes. And if you don't know if you have herpes or retardation, get a simple blood test. And we had like this hideout. There's this big bushel of bushes, and it was weird at that time in the 60s when I was growing up. I lived in the apartments. It was mostly Mexicans and Persians, and then a couple sporadic mixed, mixed breeding, and a couple whiteys, like April. That's where we met. And then you go down around the corner, and there was kind of like a barrier of fences. Those were the homes, the homeowners, the rich people, like Heather and Lisa. We're going to talk about Heather in a second. She's coming on the show. But anyway, we would hide out in this, we would nestle through this forest of trees, and it was hollow between the trees and the fences of the homes, right? And if you think about, when the Plymouth Rock settlers came down the Oregon Trail to establish Southern California, and the missions, San Joaquin and Capistrano and And then the homes that my rich friends lived in, they're just middle-class homes, right? Probably intergenerational, probably, bought when it was cheap. Apartments for Poe. Or people like moving from other places, right? And you have to establish yourself. I think I just spit like into the booth. Careful, I have herpes. I got a blood test. You also are probably retarded now, too. Why do I have to be the only one? So we would sneak into this hallway of like bushes, and it was hollow, and then there was this fence, and we were like, wow, this is so cool. And I maintain scientifically, someone who knows me intimately, we'll talk, might have this person on the show, but they dispute this claim. But I maintain that April and I invented the zip line. Here's why. So what would happen was this. The rich white people would throw their garbage over the fence into the trashy, poor people apartment section. And so we would like burrow through, we would call it dumpster diving. And so we thought it was, oh man, I probably should get checked for herpes, because we did just go. We thought it was like so cool. We'd find like a lawn chair and like bowling pins, and we're like, well, let's just build our own bowling alley. And we would do that when we would always do that when we found things. And then so one time we were sitting there, and like this refrigerator box came over the wall and hit me in the head, and I was like, wow, wouldn't this be a cool protective barrier for some sort of thrill ride? You all know my roller coaster fetish and theme park fetish. We talked about it. We have a lot to talk about too. Theme park news. We're getting to it. So then another time, this thing of like yellow rope. It was like a rope, and it was yellow, and it was around a spool, and it came over and like hit April in the head. And I was like, my gosh. So I used to do stunt shows too. We talked about this too, how it would jump off Asperger's, bipolar, all the things you could have, herpes, retardation. Since we all have things, A to D and ADD and BDD and CBD and APPD and HPV, HIV, we're all diseased. I was like, hey, April, you know how I jump? Because I would climb up that one big tree, and April would go, I'm an Indian and you're a cowboy. Yeah, I'm a liberal and I still say Indian. Cowboys and Indians. Beep, bleep that out. And she'd shoot me, and then I would just throw myself out of a 20-foot tree onto the ground and play dead. And then my mother would be, I heard my son's jumping out of trees in rehearsals. And then she'd see me like plunging. I wouldn't wait for her because, the show must go on. I got to be on time. And that's why my bones are all broken and brittle and diseased with the herpes. And I go, April, I've been to the top of that tree. What if I tie that rope to the top of the tree and then, I don't know, use gravity, inertia, velocity, all those things that I learned a lot about when I was 5. I need help. Hi, psychiatrist? Oh, he killed himself. Thanks. Fine new psychiatrist. One that won't fuck me and buy me a car and seduce me. Wait. I don't want to lie. She didn't fuck me. She tried to fuck me. I don't lie on this show. Go back to episode 1. I did not claim she fucked me. I claim she tried to fuck me. So I tied the rope to the top of the tree, and then April, because she's shorter than me, she tied the other into the other tree, and then we put the refrigerator boxes, and I used the like sharp branches to like puncture, and hold it in place, and then I would zip line down the thing using the tube that the rope was, right? I invented the zip line. No one fucking believes me. There were no cameras back then, because we was Poe. Anyway, so all this shit would fly over the walls from the rich people's, houses. And one day, we were like 8. Brian, I'm home. Fuck! And then a magazine would land on it was God. And I was like, what is this? And so it was like, Penthouse, Hustler, Playboy, those kinds. Some Playgirls would show. Look, everyone likes everything. Let's just fucking stop the shit. I don't know who was throwing the pornos over, but it happened like every day. And so April and I would kind of play like movie studio. So we would dumpster dive, we would stockpile in our warehouse, and it was like kind of alphabetized by porn style. And I'd zip line. I'm like, April, where's the anal? And she's like, coming right up. And the thing about the zip line that I invented too, I'm never going to let this go. The wheel comes to mind. I fucked that one up too. My barbed wire dildo is going to sell like hotcakes in West Hollywood and anywhere in Florida. So we had all this porn, and like at that time it was very like there was no penetration, right? It was just like, it's funny. Maybe when Heather comes on the show, I can do this, because to this day I can reenact the drawings exactly. But that's where I kind of learned what porn, like sex was. I'm like, oh, it's like a huge, big-breasted woman. Her hair is blowing. That's why Beyonce does it. It's the porn. She was a street rat porn watcher too, but she didn't invent the fucking zip line, did she? I did. And they're like moaning, and the hair is like flowing, and they're like, ah! And then the guy's like, ah! Usually they had mustaches, and then, it'd be like that, and then it'd be like that, but it would never touch. Like, it was never touching. It was just like and then back then, Choose Your Own Adventure. Anybody remember those? It's like, Jana turned left, and then she saw A dog, B, a racehorse, C, a paper bag, D, a super awesome playground with zip lines and porn for 8-year-olds. Choose Your Own Adventure. And then based on what you determine, the story changes, right? Man, they probably shouldn't teach kids to grow up on that stuff. Choose Your Own Adventure. Because my adventure was watching porn when I was 8. So Lisa was Lisa lived next door to the porn thrower, and she went to our school. And I don't know what the fuck was wrong with this girl. And in fact, we cannot find her. To this day, our little trio of friends from that age group cannot find her anywhere online. It's crazy. It's almost like it's not real. Nothing we do is real. Thank God, because this week fucking blew. Oh, thank God I have my amnesia button. I'm happy! Just kidding, I'm not, because amnesia buttons are fake. So then I watched Lisa have sex when we were 11. And and I remember her hallway to her house was... And she was so crazy because she was up fucking like adult men. And I was up with like manic episodes, not able to sleep. We talked about how I'd climb out and climb down the buildings and stuff. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go back, watch the whole show. It starts to make sense at some point. I just have really fucking long shoelaces. They eventually do tie together into a pretty little bow. And so I'd go over, she'd be the only one awake at 3 a.m. And so I would, go down, I'd climb her fence and go in, and she'd be like, I'm in the hall. I'm like, coming. And her dad worked at the post office, and he worked the graveyard shift. So he would leave at like 1 a.m. And then, so that was code for, cool, time to fucking party. And I did a lot of shoulder dancing as a child. And one time, I remember her bathroom door opened left to right. The doorknob was on the left, the hinges are on the right. If you don't know how doors work, the Lovable Lunatic is here for you. And then but there was no lock on the door. And so when she wanted to lock the door, she would open the drawer in front of the door and have the drawer block the door. But the mirror was to the left. So if you open the door like that, it would open, but it would stop because it hit the drawer, but there'd be enough of a little bit of a window for you to see the reflection in the mirror. And a lot of times it would be my 12-year-old friend sitting on the sink with her legs like wrapped around the what are these knobs? I just told people I would teach them things. I don't know what. Faucets? This is why gummies are bad in the workplace. Yeah, so one time I was like, I'm here, and I opened, and the crack, and I saw like a purple waterfall shooting out of my 12-year-old friend's vagina. And the reason that wasn't so scary is because I'd seen her vagina be fucked with actual penetration, not like those disappointing pornos when you're 8. Aww. In daylight, at our elementary school, in front of Mrs. Bennis's 3rd grade classroom, against the tree. Mrs. Troyer's class was on the left. Mr. Smith was on the left. The playground, it's like, I remember it. So when you see, it wasn't the vagina part that freaked me out. It was like this enormous Niagara Falls sort of power lift, super hydrating. Please sponsor me. I have to pay the bills. But imagine this shooting out of your 12-year-old's vagina. 12-year-old friend's vagina. She wasn't my child. And I just like, oh, sorry. And I go, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm douching. I'm like, what's that? She's like, it like cleans out. It cleans out. I'm like, cleans out what? She's like, I'm like, that was a lot of like, it's almost like you pushed it out on purpose, She was very deliberate with her things. Anyway, let's fast forward to like a less graphic thing. Just kidding, it's pretty graphic, but it's better. And there's no like Kool-Aid shooting out of vaginas involved. We went to Olive Garden and we, my friends that knew the story, you're laughing with me, I'm laughing. So the Olive Garden near us was in Laguna Woods, it's called. It used to be called Leisure World. It's a retirement village. It's right next to Laguna Hills Mall. They, fought and yelled and they got their own city hood or whatever it's called. It's all old people. And I worked later in life at the California Pizza Kitchen there, and I made like $35 in tips a day. And then I found out that I had friends making like $1,000 a day at their restaurants, and I was like, I gotta aim bigger in life than work at the senior citizen restaurant. All I would get, the old ladies. There was this one woman named Pat, and her husband hung himself. I'm sorry, hanged. I do know the appropriate ways to talk about hanging. And she would come and sit at the fucking counter every day, and she's like, oh, Mama, I don't like cilantro. I don't like... I'm gonna be Pat. Here we go. It's me. I'm here every day. Anyone recognize me? Meanwhile, we opened the doors 10 minutes early for Pat's here. We're still scrubbing toilets and cutting lettuce at the same time. Low budget. Oh my God, where's my coffee? My husband hanged himself. Yes, Pat, I know. I walked in, I saw his body. It was just there. Imagine seeing your husband, 42 years, just hanging, limp, just hanging. You go out to get the newspaper, and that's your husband, hanging. I don't want cilantro. No jicama. I don't want the scallions. I don't want the crunchy noodles. I don't want the sesame seeds. I can only have romaine lettuce, so no iceberg. And if there's any jicama in it, I swear to God, my head'll spin. It'll spin like my husband's head when he hanged himself in my garage. 42 years. You get the newspaper, poof, your husband, hanging. Where's my coffee? This is decaf, I can tell. So we're at the Olive Garden, which is next door to that restaurant, with old people. And Lisa's there. Lisa also had, and she's very proud of them, big old bazungas, bazingas, bajumpas, boulder dash, fucking, what's that? Hi, what's that hot air balloon that exploded? Hindenburg, thank you. Hindenburg boobs. giant, right? That's why like older men like fucking a 12-year-old. I mean, because she had big old Hindenburgs. And we're eating at the Olive Garden, and I'm pretty obnoxious. Have you noticed? And the women behind us were like, oh, that man, he's just talking about porn and zip lines. And so Lisa gets up and leaves, and we're sitting there, and I have to just make sure it's accurate. I'm facing this way. The old lady's right here. The glass wall is here. We're eating. I can look out for, look at the church. There's a church next door, St. Nicholas. And all of a sudden, the window, like the sunlight blocks out temporarily. This is not a joke. I have a guest that will confirm this in a deposition. I'll put her under oath and she'll swear to this in court. The sunlight blacked out all of a sudden, and we look because Lisa walked up to the window and lifted up one of her Hindenburgs and just went, and you could hear, and the whole boob just filled up the window. Suddenly, that was her breast, and the old women went, and Lisa was just going like, eating my soup. We don't know what happened to her. She had a kid. Remember, she had a kid. And then like 35 years later, I mean, and then she dropped out of school. She kept dropping out of school and fucking like guys that were out of jail and breaking out of jail. God, I had a weird childhood. I would like hide cocaine from the cops for my adult friend fucking my child friend. Oh my God, am I implicating myself? And like, this is taking a dark turn. I might need a lawyer. No, it's fine. Nothing I say on this show is verifiable. Yeah, we can't find her. Remember, she had a kid, and we wanted to make sure we didn't lose connection with someone from so young in our lives, in our fertile lives, you know, when we were like learning about our bodies, really learning about our bodies. Yeah, don't let your kids watch porn. It's really disruptive. Oh, man. But yeah, she had a kid, and we were like, should we try and reconnect with our friend? And we went to go visit her parents' house, and she was there. And it'd been, God, like 15, 20, I don't know how many years. And she's like, hey. And at this point, I don't know if she'd been like institutionalized yet. I mean, overdue, but she was kind of like, yeah, I'm Nicole Kidman in Stepford Wives. Or Nicole Kidman today with the Botox. And no one's allowed to talk about Nicole Kidman's plastic surgery. No one. I will. She's had Botox. Who cares? Who fucking cares? Let's go back to the porn. And this is how I masturbate too. For some reason, whenever I bring up porn, I dance with my shoulders. Anyway, let's talk about some other stuff. Let's talk about some theme park stuff. My theme park stuff began with the porn. That's when I got really into like theme parks. And roller coasters specifically. I just love the name Full Throttle. That's the porn, like the porn drawing. I got busted. Good drawing. But again, not very realistic. But I remember they're like, so why are you drawing this? I'm like, it looks like the porno magazines I read when I was 8. They're like, oh boy. Are you a jungle boy with no parents? No, my dad just left us and we were homeless, and my mom just worked 50 jobs and pretended we weren't homeless because she's a good liar. Kind of am a Tarzan jungle boy. building my own zip lines in the trees to see penises and boobs almost touch. Yeah, and there's a lot of those too. Yeah, some of my drawings were like, again, like huge, and then like with a wiener, like pop, and I was really good with the eraser too, because I would like, my talent is all natural, raw, organic, no training, no education. It's guttural. It's from the man above. I knew that a viewer of my porn art wouldn't take it seriously as it should be if you could see the penis through the boobs, right? Because I would draw the penis first and then the boobs, and if you're not as skilled and disciplined an artist as I always have been, as indicated by every piece of material to erupt out of this crazy volcano, I erased the shaft to create a believable pushing together of boobs, and in that little tunnel is a penis going through. And then one of my teachers was like, "That's porn." I'm like, it's a hot dog. It's a hot dog. Those are nipples. Those are sesame seeds. I could have been a criminal defense attorney at the age of like 11. Yeah, so keep your kids away from porn. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. A lot of my friends have kids now, and I'm like, if your child was building zip lines, plunging into a porn pool at the age of 8 and jumping out of 25-foot trees and wandering the streets alone at 4 a.m., would you just fucking explode? I can't imagine how hard it was to be anybody in my immediate life, to be honest with you. God, I'm a horrible person. I'm nice about it, but God, it would be horrible to have kids. Just kidding. Your kids are awesome. And my kids only drink Power Lift because when they need to be lifted, they need power. I'm power lifted. Please sponsor my show. I went to Fright Fest. I'm not like a Halloween. I don't care. But I was invited. I was like, all right, that's cool. And it comes with my pass, right? When you're a celebrity, you get perks like season passes. And we went, and it was just just like everything this week, imagine if I was on the zip line, and then like in the plot twist, like season finale, April's at the bottom. She's like, "It's my zip line now." And she snips it, and I go, "April, we were friends." That's how this week has gone. And the second we get to Fright Fest, I went through the metal detector. They stopped me. They pulled me into a side thing. I was like, "But I'm not black." And they're like, "You have a switchblade. Take out your switchblade." And I was like, "It's not a switchblade. It's my new Orbit key, designer keychain from Kickstarter. Please sponsor me." No, but it is a cool keychain. And like your keys are like there, and there's like a button. It's like, "It's my key." So like, pull out your switchblade. So I had to go through. I'm like, "It's not a knife. This is not a thing. And this is a key." Just kidding, it's a knife. You're dead. Just kidding, it's a fucking keychain. So they finally let me in. And then the lines were just off the charts. It was like everyone was there, which makes sense. It's a fucking Saturday. And other than me, people like to go out and have fun. Yeah, it didn't work out. I'm like, okay. I had a free like pass line. I got on tots, got on some good rides, right? But then like they break down, like right when it's like, "Hey everyone, Scott Borden of the Lovable Lunatics here. Welcome back." And I was like, hey. And like people were throwing bras at me, coming on my face. And then I get on the ride. It's like, and it's broken down. So I couldn't ride any rides. And then I got on Viper. And Viper, we have a long story. Actually filmed a story. You'll see it at Love Loon Pod. It's right here. See that? It's 3 syllables. How much easier can I make it? Love Loon Pod? Is that too much? Please like, subscribe. I'll fuck anybody. Who do you have to fuck to get a break in this town? And I get to Viper, and Viper was built in 1990, and I was so obsessed with roller coasters. We've talked about it. And I was like, well, the only way I can get information, because I was so impatient, this is pre-internet in the 60s, I would write letters to a guy named Ron Toomer. Rest in peace, Ron. And he was the head of aerodynamics, and they originated like many really cutting edge, world altering roller coaster designs, particularly like the first steel rail coaster would be the Matterhorn at Disneyland. Anyone who wants to tear it down can fuck you, or I'll fuck you. That's even worse. The only thing worse than fucking yourself is me fucking you, because you'd be like, is it happening? I'm like diabetes, the silent killer. And so I'd write letters, and I'm like, well, no one's going to take a 9-year-old seriously. So I got encyclopedias, and I was like, what's another word for kid? And I was like, scholar. So I'd write, and I'm like, I was a college graduate in engineering, and I needed advice. Do you have any advice for a young aspiring engineer? I remember I sent a drawing of what I think is the design for the boomerang element. We all know that, right? All right, no one's liking and subscribing to my videos, clearly. A boomerang, think about it. What is a boomerang? It's a thing, you throw it. They're popular in Australia. Based on the design and earth and gravity, you throw it and it comes around. It comes back the same way it went in. What would that be in roller coaster terminology? Think about it, geniuses. Catch up with me. I designed it. You go in the same way you came out. Someone needs some more power lifts, and it's not me. And then he started writing me back. He's like, young Scott, you're so talented. You're so smart. I love your designs. And he would send me like blueprints and like rough sketches, like weird. And then subscribe me to the employee newsletter, which was called Directions. And I would get it like once a month. And so I was like part of the employee engineering roller coaster. You know, they're defunct now. They merged, and he's dead. But they're responsible for a lot of, mega coasters back in the day. And Viper at Six Flags being one of them. And I got an invitation to opening day ceremony at Six Flags. And again, it was one of those things where my mom was like, what are you doing? Is this the abortion after button? It was like 2 hours away from where we lived. I'm like, I get to go to a VIP. She's like, what are you doing? We don't have a car. I know I do a good job of hiding the fact that we're homeless. You can't keep climbing out of the sandbox. Please. But I found a way. I had a friend's aunt take me to a train station, to another train station, and had a friend, and then someone who was at the aerodynamics company, and they were like, I thought you were in college. I'm like, I thought you were fucking meant to keep your fucking mouth shut, George. So I got to go, and they had like a ribbon cutting ceremony, and I had a little drawing, and he autographed it. And it's weird when I go there now, because my friends like Lisa and Abraham, from when I was a kid, and some of my friends that have ridden that ride with me since opening day are dead now. And it's like, why are you dead and I'm not dead? Like, I'm talking about my friend doing the window washing senior citizen windows at restaurants with breast tissue. And I'm the one that's not dead yet. So weird. So I'm there at Six Flags the other day, and I'm like, oh gosh, like, And there's rumors they're going to tear it down. It's time. It's time. Let's cut the shit. It's time. That's such prime real estate. And every other sibling of Vipers, except for one, I believe in like Cincinnati or something. You might know. Ohio in the house, but there's like one Viper left, and look, it's time. So I'm like, wow, my gosh, and there wasn't a long line, and I was like all ready and pumped and having these mixed emotions of sentiment and thinking about my friend's boob and my dead friends, and and I'm about to get on this ride that I've ridden since literally the day it opened. And then they're like, no, don't get in there, don't. I'm like, do you know who I am? At Love Loon Pod, it's only 3 syllables, Anthony. And I hear them whispering, and I filmed it, actually. No one believes anything I ever say anyway. You don't believe the porn? You don't believe my friend's giant breast? You'll believe this. But someone puked in the car in front, and they were trying to figure out how to like not let people know. So the gate opens, and I'm like, my dead friend and I rode this ride. And he's like, no, stop, hey, no. And then they're like, just send it. So I'm like, oh my God. So they just send the ride through the ride empty. I'm like, are they just gonna like hope it rinses off in the sky or something? And so the next, the people got out and then they come back around. And then the guy goes, that's what I have on video, is the guy comes back, he's like, are you having a Six Flags day? There's still so much fucking puke in the seat. Did you try a funnel cake? There's so more. Did you see Tweety Bird? Did you ride Apocalypse? It's gonna be the scariest day of your life. There's so much puke still. So a guy from the employee break area comes with one of those 5-gallon arrowheads, and he like, and they unpeel it and they just go, and they're dumping gallons of water into a roller coaster. I don't know what that does. And then they just send the train again. I'm like, oh no. So people below are being flapped with like vomity water flying out of a roller coaster. It's not very good customer service, but it's good social media content. And you'll only find live vomit spraying on the Lovable Lunatic. I got to ride Wonder Woman. Fuck, dude. I think it has overtaken X2 and Twisted Colossus as my favorite. Have you ridden that bitch? She's hot as hell. She does this with her boobs. You know, a really good reference for Lisa's Olive Garden boob is an Up. Everyone's seen Up, right? I think it's my top 2 Pixar. I think it's my second. I think Coco's my fave. We'll talk. When he hits when they're going and the balloons are flying the house, and then he hits the window and he smears across. That was like, but like with a 13-year-old boob. An old lady slurping her spaghetti. Fucking Pat. You know what I should have done later in life? 10 years later in life, I should have recruited Lisa to fucking boob smear Pat. Where's my copy? My husband, he hanged himself. Imagine getting a newspaper and you don't find a newspaper. It's your husband, 42 years, just hanging. Maybe that would have helped me find Pat swinging on her garage later that day. It's weird when your friends die. It's really cool though, because like I do a lot of the same shit I did when I was a kid. I watch porn. Is there anything else? No, so kind of like wherever I go, I have everybody like, that, and the boob story and this. I mean, so many. Knott's Berry Farm. What's going on at Knott's Berry Farm? While we're on the theme park news, it's only one of the 4 quadrants of my brain. theme parks, politics, self-loathing, child porn. Hold on a second. Not child porn. Porn I watched as a child. Do not misquote me, for I will consult my attorney directory, and I shall sue you. I will sue you like Diddy's gonna sue. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna sue for. He's so fucked, dude. That should be a fucking Halloween maze. Diddy's house. The Republican National Convention. That'd be a fucking scary maze. JD Vance. Hi, it's me. I'm JD Vance. Ah! Hey, it's me, Diddy. Ah! Diddy's rape dance is my child porn dance, apparently. So Knott's Berry Farm is renovating. It's really scandalous if you're into this roller coaster shit. There's a ride called Montezuma's Revenge. It's at Knott's Berry Farm. We would ride this all the time as kids, all my little childhood friends I was talking about. Really basic. It's a launch, one of the first launch coasters, right? Goes through a loop, teardrop loop, real simple. You go up a ramp, gravity does this thing, takes you backward. And then you go back and there's another ramp and then you end, done, quick. It's old as fuck though, but it's got historical status. They don't make those launches anymore. And so a couple of years ago, they're like renovation time, right? You know, they're refurbishing kind of like older rides. They're retheming them to save money, but also keep a famous kind of staple there. And then they didn't do anything with it. It just sat for 2 years, and I'm a fucking weirdo and I have no life future. So I do things alone, and I go and I monitor construction. You'll see it on the Lovable Lunatic road trips. Yeah, and I go to theme parks alone. I just talk about shit no one else talks about, like, that masking tape wasn't there last week. What are they gonna put on that masking tape? They're back. It's coming back. It's gonna launch next year. And so we're trying to figure out, what are they gonna do? Now the tunnel, the train, the station is housed. The loop has been missing for a long time. Is it going to be a new loop? Is it going to cycle through more than once? Is it going to do what I think? I think they're going to start you backwards, forward. Get you a little extra loop in there. Oh, what? No one asked my opinion? That's right. I'm hearing other rumors about something else. The hurricanes made me think. You guys, I bitch and complain about everything. Why? Because I have a mirror and a memory. Anyone in Florida, so sorry. Oh my God. Can we cut the shit with the global warming shit? Fuck off. You know who believes in global warming more than anybody? Republicans. Global warming's not real. You know why they know it's real? Because they own the insurance companies. That's why. Why does that matter? Because they're not filling any claims. They know there is no flood insurance available in Florida at all, only through the government. Oh, the government socialism. Please. I'm going to pretend I am one of those big dick guys from those pornos from when I was a kid and to this day. And I'm going to do this and go, fuck you. They know global warming is real. That's why they're banning all global warming related claims from being filled. And I know we have earthquakes and shit here, and I know people in Malibu live there and have mudslides. I get it, but oh my God, if a fucking tornado fucking showed up out, like if I was sitting here doing this and I looked and there was a tornado, I'd be really fucking scared. That shit is crazy. And then you add water? No thanks. God, the water is horrifying. Hey, Scott, you want to go to the ocean? I guess this is what everyone does. I'm not going to the fucking ocean. Here's something that we're going to establish. This is from, I delivered this in a speech in 4th grade. And it's a mantra that it's going to stick to you like glue. These are the only rules in life you need to know. based on Scott Borden's experiences of getting addicted to porn when he's 8. When it comes to food, 2 legs or 4, no less, no more. I'm going to say that again so it sinks in, and think about it. And then you can all thank me with a Chipotle gift card. I don't know, just a suggestion. 2 legs or 4, no less, no more. I'm not going to eat a fucking squid. I'm not going to eat a fucking octopus with fucking flappy fucking ropes with suction cups all over it. I'm going to eat that. Let's go swim with that. Fish with these like fucking slits and shit all over them, and fucking crabs and lobsters with like, I want to eat that. I want to eat things that, no thanks. Hey, Scott, you're going to love this crab. All you do is you snap open its entire exoskeleton, and then you pull out little, eat this, Scott. It's $100 a pound. No thanks. I'll eat my famous star with cheese. I'm not going to go swimming in the ocean with you. I'm not going to go live in a fucking... And so I went to Florida for the first time last year for the theme parks. And we all know my Walt Disney fetish. I'm busy. Oh, it's Nikki Paris. Nikki Paris, I'm literally talking about you in like 2 seconds. Maybe there is a God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, I went to Florida for the first time with Nikki Paris, and Adam Ray and Amanda and Norm Parker. What's up, guys? And I'm real snot-nosed piece of shit about Disneyland in California because Walt, right? It's Walt. Walt touched here. He never touched Disney World. He died before construction started. So I'm like, Walt was here. Real snotty about it too. I'm such a piece of fucking shit with being a snot-nosed fucking piece of shit. The first DreamWorks movie I saw animated was How to Train Your Dragon 2. I've never even seen any of the Shreks. Cause, if you recall, Toy Story, obviously, first full CG animation movie ever. And then Bug's Life came out, and then Ants, DreamWorks was like, I'm gonna the whole Jeffrey Katzenberg, Michael Eisner feud. Anyone else follow these law? No. Oh, what are you teaching these schools? So Jeffrey Katzenberg had a big fight with Michael Eisner after the animation renaissance with Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, okay, and sued. And it was a big deal. So he's like, fuck you, I'm gonna found my own animation studio with Steven Spielberg and David Geffen. So DreamWorks, SKG, that's Spielberg, Geffen, get it? Yeah. And so I was like, I'm not gonna watch Ants, never. I will never watch anybody that's not a Disney movie. And I held true to that belief until How to Train Your Dragon 2. And same thing goes with Florida. Well, Florida just has all the land in the fucking world and all that swampy marshy area, and they can just build on. Here, we don't have any land here. There's no expansion opportunities here. That's why, like Viper, it's time to go. We need the land, bro. It's a real estate dispute at this point. You're always going to be here, but not here. And I was fucking incorrect. It was fucking awesome. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, the other people in my group are not coaster people, really, and they're kind of just like hangout theme park kind of cool. And I was like, cool. Well, I'm going to go to all 4 theme parks somehow in 2 days. And we also did Universal. Yeah, I didn't. People go, if you go to Florida, Scott, you're really going to understand. I'm like, you'll never understand. I'll never understand. You see, if I can't find Walt Disney's DNA and clone him, I'm not interested. And you can't clone Walt Disney in Florida. I was wrong. I take it back. Call the authorities. Scott Borden was wrong about something. Oh my God. And the land space is like, you have to take a boat from where you park to just get to the loading, like the ticket booth area. And every park is separated by like oceans of land. I think it's oceans. I almost graduated high school. I think it's oceans. And then, so I get there, I'm like, it's going to be real hard. And I have the ankle problems and shit. And I was like, I'm still going to do it. I'm a stubborn piece of shit. So I didn't sleep at all. I'm like, you guys, it's 3 a.m. and I'm going to the swamps and I'll see you later. And they're like, cool, Scott, we'll meet you at 7 p.m. for dinner. And somehow I did it. I hit all 4 parks. I didn't do much at Epcot. I rode Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which is revolutionary, and I believe that's going to be the ride vehicle system they're bringing to Avengers Campus with the mega e-ticket we're getting. Sorry, everyone. I forget everyone's not at my level. E-ticket refers to the original opening days of Disneyland, where you didn't buy an admission ticket. You would just go in and you would pay for individual attractions. They didn't really have much. So you buy a ticket book, A, B, C, D, E. The expensive rides were like 40 cents. E-tickets, that'd be Space Mountain, the mountain rides. And then A would be like restroom, and B would be like food, and C would be like Snow White, and D's like the glory holes. The pricing has changed in recent years. A little more liberal these days. Yeah, so the e-ticket in Avengers Campus, I think it's going to be that same ride system. Or it's going to be like the Harry Potter Hogwarts thingy where you fucking go around. There's like mirror and the fucking, it's going to be great. But yeah, we went to Florida. It was pretty nuts. I remember leaving the group and I'm like, I'm going to meet you at Magic Kingdom later in the day. And I had to get on the sky buckets. And I don't trust anybody, anything. That's right. I really don't trust the sky buckets. I'm sorry. I'm never going to go skiing. Why? Because I don't actually have retarded herpes. Yeah, I'm going to go fucking skiing, and then I'm going to find the one tree stump they missed right on that patch of snow, hit it, spin, fly into the tree, and since I'm not 9 years old anymore, it's going to hurt when I land on the ground, flying out of the tree. Go skiing. And you get on the ski lift. Oh, yeah. I weigh 322 pounds. I'm going to go sit on a fucking little string. Yeah, that's smart. Let's do that. Let's go swimming in the ocean too with all the octopus whales. Yeah, that's fucking really smart. And I remember it's so vast. Like Florida is the sky bucket, it's like a 20-minute sky bucket ride just across one way. Then you have to like go to like a fucking like interchange, and then it takes you across, and all you see is miles of swamp, and then little shoestrings with little buckets that are supposedly safe with human lives inside of them. And it was like a 40-minute sky bucket ride, and I have videos. We'll be posting them. I just remember it kept stopping because like you have to unload for whoever, Diddy and his crew. He did a lot of rapes at Disney World. And so then like, oh God, I just remember like, because it stops and inertia and velocity and the forces of gravity. So my bucket, and I remember it's a Chippendale painted bucket. And I was like, oh my God. And it was like swinging, and I'm looking, and all I see are fucking swamps and like snapping crocodiles and alligators. I think it was both types. I'm pretty sure they live in the same bodies of water at the same time. And they were like going like that. And I was like, I know my friends are 8 miles over there going, where's Scott? Where's Scott? And I'm going to fall into a whale's mouth in this fucking swamp, and I'm never going to be heard of again. Thank God I have the podcast now, because when I go back next year, because they're opening Epic Universe at Universal, which is going to really fuck with Disney. It's fucking with Disney hardcore. I probably will snap off the sky bucket into a whale, dolphin, porpoise squid mouth and die. But people will notice my absence, right? Because the soundproofing in here is really good. I appreciate it. The privacy they give stars here is great, but like outside when I come here, it's like fame is not all it's cracked out to be. But yeah, so if I die on the Sky Buckets next year, which I probably will, people will be like, where's Scott? He hasn't posted videos with 0 likes and subscribes since last week. Can you believe this hurricane crap? And then Ron DeSantis, oh my God, can you believe he ran for fucking president? Can we just get this over with? Fucking Republicans literally the week before the hurricane blocked funding for FEMA. FEMA's I just mentioned like how insurance companies are like, oh, you pay for insurance. You guys think insurance is fucked up like on the healthcare side? Oh my God, think about the flood insurance side or like the fire, the natural disaster side. There's none. They're like, fuck you, pay your, oops, no cover, fuck you, it's a scam, it's a grift, it's all a fucking racket. And Republicans like, no, and they block FEMA funding, and then they get hit with hurricanes. These are all the South states, by the way. These are the red states getting hit with this stuff. And they're like, oh, we need, oh, hi, Biden. Yeah, can we have that money now? I fucking want these people. I want Republicans to go fall from a sky bucket into a whale, porpoise, squid, oyster mouth and disappear forever because no one's going to miss them. I hate these fuckers at this point. No FEMA, no FEMA. And now they're like this. And people are going to vote for them in Florida. You're going to vote for Donald Trump, who blocked fucking FEMA, who went to Puerto Rico and threw paper towel rolls at people's fucking faces. Does anyone remember anything but me? I remember very specific porn when I was 8, and people don't remember COVID, which was like 2 years ago. What's happening? Maybe everyone else has retarded herpes. And then Ron DeSantis is the governor of Florida, and he ran for. Remember the last hurricane? Oh my God! Remember when he was running for president? And the genius thought the governor of Florida, which is ravaged by global warming, climate change induced fucking hurricanes, the likes of which we've never even imagined. Did you guys see that glitch? Did you guys see that meteorologist who was on the news? What's a meteorologist? It's a fucking man or woman or a they, and they study weather. Wow. And the guy, the saddest thing, he was like, all right, it's a category 79 and 15 feet of water and he actually, and I'm not trying to be anything, he just starts crying. He's like, I'm sorry, like, no one is going to survive that area. Like, scientists who are trained to not have emotions, right, are just like breaking down with emotions. And you have Donald Trump throwing paper towels at people's fucking faces because they're fucking brown. Puerto Ricans aren't Americans. Yes, they are. Actually, they are. They vote in American elections. They pay American taxes. And the reason that Republicans don't want them to become the 51st or 52nd state like DC is because there are a lot of brown people there and they vote Democratic, so don't let them vote, because when Democrats vote, Republicans fall into shark mouths on sky bucket rides in Florida. And then Ron DeSantis, remember last time he came out for a photo op in like thigh-high leather white, like the green M&M. Anybody remember this stuff? No? Let me plug it in. Yeah, Ron DeSantis, I'm here to help. I'm here to help my state with the thing. And I'm wearing the guy that says don't say gay, right? Florida, don't say gay. Don't say gay. Just don't say it. Okay. That's I want to be president now. Take climate change out of books and it won't happen. These are Republican policies. And you want to vote for this? Why? Because you hate fags so much? You hate the blacks and the colors and the fairies and the queers? I'm going to vote for a guy who comes out and says, don't say gay. And you don't get hurricane funding, but I'm going to come out wearing the green M&Ms, thigh-high leather pump stiletto boots, because I'm such a masculine, manly, straight Republican. Don't say gay. Look at me in my white boots. I can dance in the swamp. Look, I can. What's that called? Hey, it's Scott. Yeah, there's another reference I can't quite connect my brain to. It's when you lean over and you rapidly twerk. Thank you. Hi, I'm Ron DeSantis. Don't say gay. Look at me, my green M&M's, white thigh-high leather boots. I can twerk in the swamps. Vote for me for president. Kamala Harris. I want to take the subsidies we give oil and gas and build homes instead. What a cunt! We all know I'm a politics animal, right? I have an idea. And we also know I have like super bad mania and I don't sleep and I have panic anxiety disorders and I go on for days with no sleep. I think I'm going to try to monetize it with the help of Powerlift. Should I do like a Love Loon live? 24-hour live? People from all over the world, they can go, what is Scott doing right now? I live in Singapore and I just have to know. I'll just be eating Doritos, injecting Bacardi into my bloodstream, crying. I think I'm going to do it. The world's first, picture it, from the creator of the first zip line. The world's first, 24 and only, the world's first and only. Wait, we're gonna work on this together, guys, as a team. Ready? From the creator of the zip line comes an exciting new interactive first of its comes the first and only of its kind 24-hour politics obsessed. Wait, that's just called CNN, huh? Fuck!
I won't respond to that.
Maybe I won't do that. No, I'm going to do that. My only problem with doing something is because in 16 for Hillary, I got an Airbnb. I got a fucking Airbnb, multiple bedrooms. I cooked for days and I cook like a fucking lunatic. You know that. I love cooking. That's why I have the cooking for one segment, because I cook for one, because I'm alone. And I can't imagine why. I made carnitas, like for like roasted days, carnitas, barbacoa, fresh tortillas, salsas, and I had people over, like full fucking bar. It was like this whole ordeal. Like BuzzFeed featured, like Lester Holt, we were kind of mentioned. It was really weird. And then really early on, I believe it was like 7 p.m., I had like a huge like forkful of pork, and I was like, and everyone was like, I'm just gonna go. And then people left, and I had food for 40, and it was just me. And I was like, and I stayed that way for 2 days. We all know that the media is owned by the right-wing billionaire. Even like, there's no such thing as the left-wing media. There's not. MSNBC is owned by, hello, they air Donald Trump ads on MSNBC. Stop it. Stop it. Here's me on the intelligence level of Earth. If you fall below here, that's when I'm going to start talking about it, okay? Here, I'm good. Here, I get mad. I get mad when people vote Republican. It's real easy to know why not to. It also drives me nuts, people in LA. We're the fucking peak of driving, right? I'm sure there's busier places in the world with more drivers and cars, but LA, let's fucking go. People who, you know, my new thing is that I love, I'm driving. I drive like that. And I drive like I'm in a TV show. And then I'm protected, right, by the laws and the land, the laws of the land. We're a nation of laws, right, not religion. and there's a white line perpendicular, like it's there. It's blocking the perpendicular road. It's protecting me. So I'm like, isn't it nice that we all follow the same rules and we're all taught the same way, so that if we all just follow the fucking rules, we're all going to get by just fine. I can just kind of be comfortable driving. And then there's that white line and people just do this. I call it the lurch. People just pretend that white, they're like, oh, well, they'll all wait for me. I'm the only one with anything to do. I hate you people. The white line is there to stop you. Oh my God. We teach 15-year-olds with no pubes to drive in this country, and yet I have to watch people with Teslas and Priuses lurch. What's a turn signal? No one else in LA knows but Scott Borden. Here's me, the guy that's never been in a car accident, the guy that's never caused a car accident, the guy who's got 100% on every written driving test and every physical driving test. What do I know? Who am I with these silly rules? And I love too when you're following the rules. Here's another thing too. I don't want you to be polite. Don't pretend to be polite when you're driving. Follow the fucking rules and we'll all be fine. Like when I'm about to go and then like they have a green protected turn, right? And I don't. So I'm going to wait. Right? That's what they teach us, right? The signs all mean the same things, right? And they just go, no, I'm waiting because the sign, the line, the laws, the lights, you have the go. Meanwhile, what happens is the pedestrians start crossing. And they start interfering, and then then you're blocking other people. And then the car behind me honks, and I'm not doing anything wrong. Don't be polite. Just follow the fucking rules. Don't spread your boob on a window at the Olive Garden. Don't fuck when you're 12 in front of your third grade teacher's classroom. And if you do, at least use protection. That was what she said too. I'm like, what does it do? And she's like, oh, it like cleans it out so you don't get disease. I'm like, I don't think rinsing your vagina out with Kool-Aid is going to prevent disease, but. And I think they've proven that douche doesn't even work anyway, right? Isn't it like bad? Oh, the douche hotline is closed. We'll have to learn next week. What a ride. Thanks for coming. Wait, I'm going to read Nikki Paris's text real quick just because he's a world famous comedian and we were just talking about him. Would you put your boob in the glass of the window? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See you next week, guys. Thanks for coming. Sorry you landed on this channel. Vote for Kamala, or it's over for us all.